Hello, it's Amy with Paper Moon Journals, and welcome to my channel, and thank you to returning subscribers. Today I have something fun to share with you. I have not one, but two adorable chunky Valentine journals to share with you. Please bear with me if we have some editing foibles in this episode. I'm trying a new editing software. I just love the love theme of this album, Valentine. Definitely with this one, Valentine, and the other one is Beloved on the cover. Here's inside the cover. I used die cuts and these beautiful digitals by Sweet Pea Curiosities as part of her design team. Each month I get to pick a digital kit of my choice, and then I just need to share a single project in any way of my choosing on any platform, really. And that's it. That's all I needed to do. But these digital kits are so inspiring. I find myself with like maybe a half a dozen shares with projects using her digitals a month. I find that this one was especially inspiring. It was so fun to play with. It was the Tall Narrow Junk Journal digital kit, and it's really versatile. You can make a tall narrow journal, you could make a standard 6x9 journal, you can make a small chunky journal. My favorite is to make the small chunky journals with them. You can make Valentine blocks like I have off to my left, and maybe you haven't tried digitals or you're not sure about the value of it. I wanted to explain how I got into printing digitals. I started with scrapbooking paper and buying ephemera packs, and then particular like the Tim Holtz die cut packs and the flower packs. And after about 3 of those floral packs, I was sick of all of the floral die cuts. And I just thought, where can I get myself, a bunch of those? And being able to print out pages and pages of flowers for die cuts is amazing. I never run out of cut-aparts for my projects, like you might with scrapbooking paper. I still like scrapbooking paper, but when you add the versatility of your being able to print it, you can print it on any weight paper that you want, and just the versatility. You can change the size of what you're printing to make it bigger or smaller when you're printing it. I want to do a video on digitals and all about digitals and how to use them and how to get the most from your digitals. And this new software that I'm trying out today, editing software, does allow for that. So, huzzah. Hopefully, CapCut being shut down will force me to learn this software so I can do some screen filming and show how I go and get my digitals, how I use the digitals, what it looks like when I send them to print, and how I change the size. But I know another thing that people think about the digital art is that it's super cheap to buy, and you can get collections to like making and creating, where it's like a lifetime subscription or a 1-year subscription to their entire inventory. She comes out with new stuff. I love that place. Used to be called Digital Collage Club, or just for a few dollars buy digitals from different Etsy people that inspire you, different Etsy shops. But when it comes to the cost to the printer isn't that much. Like that Epson EcoTank printer, it includes $60 worth of ink, which for me was a year's worth of ink, and I did a lot of printing, probably more than most people. I do half my printing on the EcoTank printer. It's, as I said, it's super affordable. It's about one big scrapbooking haul at the scrapbooking store is what the printer costs, and then it includes like $60 worth of ink with it. So I think like that's a great value. I use that for my cardstock printing. There's a downside to the inkjet printers. It's great if you're making them for yourself and for gifts, but one of the reasons that my journals aren't the cheapest ones around is because I also have a laser jet printer and I buy toner so that the color is color fast. So the main difference is that things that I print on cardstock, I try to keep it unimportant things, that I print on cardstock, aren't color fast. So if you opened your soda next to it and a couple heavy drops splashed on there, like it would get blurry, and frankly, it's usually vintage documents would probably look super cute. But when it comes to like your cover, your pages, anything printed on paper, or a lot of stuff I'll print on paper and then back onto card, often card scraps or things like that. But then in that way, I can make it double thick, add versatility, use up my scraps. And then I don't have to keep such an inventory of scrapbooking paper as well. I can just buy my very most favorite scrapbooking paper and pads, and then a huge stock of like printable papers and 12 by 12 in solid colors, or, just the basics to use in my other projects for wrapping journals. I actually printed sheet music from my digital sheet music collection on paper and wrapped that around the cover of this project. This one has 200 pages. The last project had 100 pages. So this is a whopper. I don't think I ever made a project with 200 pages before this. I forgot that die cut was in the pocket. It's keeping us from getting in there. I also made tags from scraps when I was making the tiny little chunky Valentine scrapbook albums. When I'm done with a project like that, I take all of the scraps I have left over and collage them into a master board. And this time I made them into a bunch of tags that I added to tag books. And I knew I was going to be making Valentine albums, so the lion's share of them went into this project. And when I printed this project, I printed all of the project papers single-sided, and then on the reverse side, printed pages from my sheet music collection. I'm really a fan of that. It's much nicer than using vintage sheet music because you can print it on whichever weight paper you want, two-sided or single-sided. And then I also have a mix of, with words, without words, different size of notes, and different aged coat tones and colors and fronts and backs, so that there's pages with lots of words, there's pages with nothing but stains. They're in bad shape. All the sheet music is like stained and has paper clips and tape and stuff like that. That wasn't faux like damage, that's just damaged, stinky sheet music that I scanned in, and I love using it for all kinds of things. Sheet music is one of my favorite basics when it comes to collaging, or a beautiful neutral, a toned neutral. That and book page is nice too. So here's a loaded pocket tag that's a separate digital kit in the shop. I have updated my Amazon tools and list to include the printers, the EcoTank printer that I use, and also the LaserJet, the Canon LaserJet printer that I use, just in case you're interested or I finally convinced you to take over. The main thing is that I didn't need as much inventory. Before I started printing stuff, I had tubs and tubs and boxes. It felt overwhelming and impossible to organize all the various kinds of ephemera that I had collected because I didn't have digitals or printables. Now that I have those, it's a lot of file space on my computer, and I organize the digital files, but that's it. It doesn't take up a lot of room in my house. I just print out what I need. I print out more as I need it. There's very little waste. It's really wonderful, and I think it was definitely worth the investment. Both of these journals are available for purchase in my Etsy shop. If they are just too adorable and you need to get them for yourself, they're available for purchase. I think they're really adorable. I have all of the details listed in the Etsy shop with all the appropriate, how many charms and all of that, how many signatures and pages. This biggest one I just finished, so I remember that it was 200 pages and that it has 5 charms in it. Lots of collage tags and adorable ephemera. There's enough ephemera in here to take stuff out and to make a pocket out of the stuff, like in this envelope. Put some things, like make a tuck spot from one of these pictures, and then glue it in an L shape, tuck a couple pieces of ephemera behind it, and then still have plenty to put back in the envelope. When I'm making these projects for myself, I only have 2, maybe 3 things tops in each of these little envelopes, or pockets, they have way less ephemera when I'm making them for my own use. And I did that on purpose to make sure there's lots of extra stuff in here. So that's one of the ways that you can use your journal, is by creating spreads and layouts in it. Another way, if you feel self-conscious about your writing, is that you can just write on the backs of all of the ephemera and things in the pockets, or write on a nice sheet and then fold it up and paper clip it to one of the pages, or fold it up and tuck it in one of the pockets. I know for my larger size journals, my 6x9s, I love to fold up full sheets of paper and tuck them into the pockets so that there's like maybe half a dozen full sheets of hidden writing space. Not to mention that the other side of that is usually a cool looking vintage document that looks neat sticking out of the pocket. Here's some of those collage tags that I made using the scraps after making those little chunky scrapbook mini albums. Those are so cute. Let me show you. Here's one of them. Oh, it's upside down. But yeah, the little chunky Valentine mini albums are available for purchase in my shop too. That green one, there's a red one, there's a couple of them. A lot of times stuff could be available, like the blocks on my desk. I haven't listed them for sale, but I do have somebody who occasionally asks, hey, is that thing on your desk for sale? And usually it is. I just have it sitting there because I need to list it, and or often I think it looks pretty on my desk. I like the way the Valentine journals look on my desk. Or on the coffee table. They make beautiful decoration. I'm sure a lovely gift. A friend who likes cherubs and roses could really enjoy something like this. You could buy it for yourself. You should really love yourself. This could be all about self-love, couldn't it? You could be beloved by yourself and keep track of that in here. Anyways, I hope you found this interesting, entertaining. If you haven't given color printing or digitals a try, I hope you will. Again, all the different ideas and things that you can do, the creativity just becomes limitless, especially if you have a scanner in there. You can scan things in and resize them. I'll have some photos at the end so you can see some close-ups of the project. Here's that little loaded tag album, some more of the Valentine cards that I made. It's so inspiring, this digital kit and other kits from the Sweet Pea Curiosities Etsy shop. I hope you'll check it out. As I said, here's some close-up photos of the project so you can get a good look at all the details. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this inspirational, entertaining, and as always, please have a wonderful day.